Jill, your first question is, in the last term, Webmaster has encountered technical difficulties that have caused Webmaster duties such as newsletter to not be carried out. In the event that these technical difficulties persist, what is your plan of action to remedy this?
Could you repeat that?
Yes.
Thank you.
In the last term, Webmaster has encountered technical difficulties that have caused Webmaster duties, such as newsletter, to not be carried out. In the event that these technical difficulties persist, what is your plan of action to remedy this?
Thank you, Jonna. This is actually something I tried to consider in terms of preparing for Q&A night. As mentioned in my speech, one thing that I'd like to do ahead of time in order to prevent these issues, or at least have some proposed solutions to them, is create some sort of guide that kind of hits all those common questions or issues that have come up, at least within this year or previous years. That way there's at least a baseline to kind of handle those problems. Beyond that, if there really is no way to effectively send out the newsletter using previous methods that yourself and previous webmasters have used, one thing I've actually considered is potentially moving the newsletter to either another platform or using other methods of sending it out. For example, I'm not sure if all of you are familiar with the Remind app. It's something that a lot of organizations use throughout high school or throughout organizations. One thing I personally really liked about it is that there's an option to have people receive text messages through that app. And so potentially what I would hope to do is make the newsletter put the newsletter onto something like Canva or something that's very easily accessible and also nice design-wise, just to have it as another form of sending it out to our general body members. In addition, I feel like everyone tends to read their text messages a lot more, and so to see some kind of nicely, cohesively, very quickly formatted text message with the newsletter is an easy way to grab people's attention and make them want to read the newsletter.
Okay, thank you. Your next question is, it has been a pattern in previous years that retention for media team has been difficult to maintain. In what way will you make changes to media team to encourage members to join and stay?
Thank you for that question again. With media team and also having run an auxiliary myself as one of the COCOs, I understand that it can be hard to maintain retention, especially because we have so many other responsibilities just within board. Again, also one thing I mentioned within my speech is wanting to expand upon kind of the curriculum that media team has. For instance, I know that our coordinators responsible for this will be mainly going over like how to film videos, manage the website, and etc. etc. One thing I'd like to do is expand into more practical skills or ones that can be used beyond just our collegiate years. For example, going into learning about digital literacy and security, so teaching or introducing the ideas to our general members of being more responsible with managing things online or even just like caring for our technology and accounts. Additionally, I'd also like to go more into collaborating with auxiliaries and being able to use these skills that we learn within media team to really work with our other general members and other members in Samahan who may have maybe sometimes like different interests, just to keep people more engaged and to also have more cohesion within our general members.
All right then. For the audience question, the webmaster's duties and responsibilities include but are not limited to working on the website for each academic year and involvement with media team. Do you have any specific plans to expand upon these limited duties?
Could you state the question one more time?
Yes. The full question or just the last statement?
The full question.
Full question. The webmaster's duties and responsibilities include but are not limited to working on the website for each academic year and involvement with media team. Do you have any specific plans to expand upon these limited duties?
Thank you for that question. At this time, knowing that next year is going to be one of the ones where we do a constitutional review and add more to our duties, as of right now, a lot of my plans are more just to elevate the role of webmaster, rather than changing it and changing its responsibilities completely. I would like to take the responsibilities and duties of the webmaster and kind of just add on to them more. As I mentioned, for example, already, having media team be more a place for education beyond just the technical stuff, just making videos, etc., just as a way to really tie into our pillars and many of the other values that we do strive to uphold as an organization. Additionally, within the website and specifically within the website and our newsletter, rather than having it just be only the idea of just running the website, updating it, and adding the announcements and other things we have going on, I really strive to make this website a hub of information for us, but also a hub of information for our community members and other people who see Samhan in other lights. We see Samhan as our student organization. We see it as, for most of us, a home and our place where we meet people. For other people within the community, it's also seen as a way to connect and just as another part of the Filipino community. So that being said, I want to make sure that the website, in terms of running the website as webmaster, making it more useful to other members of our community and adding features that really allow us to connect with those around us. Could you say the question one more time? I would like to add a bit more, but I just want to make sure I'm answering it fully.
The webmaster's duties and responsibilities include, but are not limited to, working on the website for each academic year and involvement with media team. Do you have any specific plans to expand upon these limited duties?
Okay. My last idea, one of my last few ideas that I'd like to mention this evening is also that I'd like for the webmaster role to also be more engaged with organizing all of our documents with an executive board. Again, while most of webmaster's role is seen as handling the website, it's also important to note that webmaster helps with the email portion of executive board. I'd like to expand that into also helping manage our Google Drive and our collections of all of our documents over the years. We tend to just make new documents one by one as events go by throughout the year, and so it can be really difficult to keep track of what we have. As webmaster, I think it would be really helpful to have someone organizing things over the years, deleting things that we may not reference as much, and also just have everything laid out so that for future years they're easier to reference and just look back on.